Hey everybody, it's Brick Waffle here, and we're back with a mod spotlight for Minecraft. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but this was a cool mod. I'm getting ready to put Waffle Mods pack back together again, and I wanted to show you guys one of the mods that I'm going to put in here. It's called EZStorage. So let's just take a look around here and see what this thing does. So you may already be able to tell based on the name of the mod or the fact that we've got a bunch of different things here that this is a mod for storage. Now, unlike a regular chest mod where you have just different kinds of bigger chests, this one puts it all in one inventory for you. You can see that with this current setup, I've got about 500,000 blocks of storage. I'm adding a bunch of cobblestone in here automatically. I can craft things if I want to, so let's make some stairs here. I could just keep clicking all these things, make more stairs, drop them in there. Maybe I want to make something else. Maybe I want to make some slabs here. I can do that too. All of that's really easy to do, and of course you can sort by countdown, count up, name, forward and backward, mod if you had it for mods. So here's extra utils and here's Minecraft, all that kind of stuff. Now this is really cool. The big difference between this and mods like Applied Energistics or Refined Storage is that this requires no RF, and that's intentional. The mod author, whose name is ZeroFall, has decided that this is going to be an alternative early to mid game, not going to offer all the same very high-end automation stuff that things like Applied Energistics does, but it's something that you could build, especially some of the smaller stuff, pretty early on, and this will get you through most of your modded Minecraft game. So we're going to take a look at how to make each of these blocks and what all of them do, and hopefully this will all make sense how we get from a very basic storage system up to something fully functional like this. The very first thing you're going to want to make here is called a blank box, and this is pretty straightforward. It's a stick in the middle, it's got some planks in kind of a plus shape and some wood logs in the corners, and this blank box doesn't do anything. It's just a crafting component for most of the rest of these things here. You can see all of them laid out here, and we'll look at what those do as we go along. This is important, and it's easy enough to make with just wood, so it's going to be your first step. You're going to want to probably make a bunch of these. And then, of course, in order to do something with that, you need to take a blank box, an iron ingot, and a chest, and that's going to make you a storage core. That gives you a very basic inventory with 0 spots available. So this is the block that you click on to access the inventory. So if we come back over here real quick, you can see if I click on this gold block, nothing happens. If I click on this block, nothing happens. Over here, nothing happens. Storage core is how you access all of this stuff, no matter how big your multi-block configuration is. And that's the other thing to point out is there's no cables or anything back here. This is just all the blocks that are touching are part of one network. Now there is one exception to being able to click the storage core, and that's the access terminal, and we'll talk about that when we get to it a little bit later on. But that's really it. You're going to make a storage core, and then you're going to put a bunch of blocks connected to that, or connected to a block that's connected to that. That's really it. So you can see over here, nothing happened yet. It starts to get interesting when you start making these storage boxes. And this is another one of those blank boxes surrounded by a plus shape of chests here. And once you have this, again, it doesn't do anything on its own, but once you put that with your storage core, you get 400 slots of storage. That's 400 items, not 400 stacks. So you can see we're at 192 items here out of 400. And that means you can dump a lot of stuff in here. I can keep putting dirt in here all day long. Let me just take it out here and just do this and just fill this up for a little while. Then I'm going to put all this dirt in here. And you can see that I'm stuck. That's it. 400. 272 dirt. And it all stacks up in one slot, which makes it really easy. And of course, there's different tiers of storage. So this one holds 4,000. So let's go ahead and put all that in there. No problem at all. That's 880 out of 4,000. And this iron upgrade is the previous tier. And this, you're going to see this pattern all the way down. It's the previous tier storage box with iron bars in a plus shape and iron blocks in the corner. And that gives us 4,000 storage. Now, if you combine these two, you would end up with 4,400 blocks. And that's exactly why if we go back to our first mod over here, I've got that 500,000, and then there's 4,000 here and 400. We'll talk about how all these things stack up. But yeah, they do add up together. And each one of these demonstrations, I've just got one block on top so you can see exactly how much storage it adds. So the next one is the super storage box, and that takes the iron tier and adds some gold nuggets and gold blocks around the edge, and that gives you 20,000 storage, so that's quite a bit. Up from that is diamond, and that's just taking the gold block, surrounding that with some diamonds and some diamond blocks, and that one gives you 80,000 storage. And then the top tier here is the diamond one, with 2 nether stars above and below and obsidian on the sides, and that gives you the hyper storage box, and that gives you 400,000. So if you add all those up, that's your 504,400 that we have in that network. I have one of each storage box, and you absolutely can come in here and you can just add a bunch of these. You could see, like, currently we've got our 504. If I just add another one of these up here on the top, you can see we've got 904. If I add another one of these on top, you got 1 million plus storage. So this really works pretty well, and it's really easy to expand, and you could early on just make a bunch of these wooden boxes, and that would give you quite a bit of storage space for your early game. Now right about here is where we start getting into ways you can interact with your storage unit and add some upgrades. So everything to this point has just been how to make more storage. When you go over to here, this is your input port. And this is made with another one of those blank boxes, 3 hoppers, a block of quartz, and some pistons on the side. Those are regular pistons. Once you have this input port, you can pipe things into your network. And this can work with something as simple as a hopper here. So you can see I've got a chest with 32 dirt in it. Here we have exactly 1 stack of dirt. And when I unlock this hopper, you're going to see that dirt starts going into the network. And you might expect that there's also an output port. Now this one's a little bit interesting. You can see I've got a stack of cobble, stack of diamonds, stack of dirt. And this one, like the input has little graphics on all the sides, you can put in items from any direction. The output port only has one icon on it, and that's right on the top. And that's because if I take this chest and I put it right beside it, you'll see nothing happens. However, if I put an inventory on top of that port, it immediately takes everything out of that network and dumps it right into your chest. And that's assuming your chest can hold that many items. Of course, if you can't, it's going to fill up as much as it can, and then it's going to stop. And you can use this to move items around, you can connect it to pipes, all sorts of things. But this is how you get items back out of your network. Now, of course, if you've got something that can take items selectively out and use item filters, you can use other mods, you can take stuff out that just the things you want, but out of the gate, if you just have EZStorage, then it's going to take everything out of your network and dump it in here. Now, I skipped over one of the recipes here. The output port is just an input port with 2 pistons above and below. Okay, the next thing up is the crafting box, and this is what adds a crafting frame. So you can see we have the sticks here, we can do that, and we can make our stone pickaxe. Great, no problem at all. You also see this X here, of course that clears it out. And this is integrated with JEI, so if we come back over here and we search for diamond picks, let's see if I can type that right. Let's take diamond pickaxe, and we hit the plus sign. It's going to put everything right in this crafting grid and let you just keep crafting diamond pickaxes as long as you have the materials for it. So that's pretty awesome. That crafting grid is a big help, and as long as you have one of these boxes, it's going to work just fine. This crafting grid is a little more expensive. This is the standard basic box, 4 of the crafting tables, 3 eyes of ender, and 1 diamond. But that's going to be very worth it. So once you can get blaze powder and get some ender pearls and make eyes of ender, this is going to be an upgrade everybody's going to want to have on their little storage setup. Next up is the search box. The search box is crafted with a basic box, some iron blocks on either side, any 3 enchanted books, and a compass, and that's going to give you this search box. And it does exactly what you expect it to. It lets you search for things. So now if I want to search for dirt, it's easy to find. If I want to search for anything that starts with DI, I can find that. Very, very helpful. Of course, when you have more than 3 stacks of items in here, it's a lot more useful to you. But that's going to be really helpful when you have, a million plus blocks stored in there somewhere. And similarly, we have a sort box. So this is 4 wooden logs, a basic box, 3 comparators, and an empty map. And once you've added this into your multi-block structure, you can change the sorting mode. So this is sorting by count down from the most items to the least, or count up, or name, or backwards from Z to A, or by mod Z to A, all sorts of things like that. So this gives you all the options for sorting. And then you have the access terminal. This one is crafted with the standard storage core, and then it's got 4 panes of glass. You can use anything you want. I used white here because it would stand out a little bit better, and then 4 iron bars. And this, of course, doesn't do anything on its own like most of the blocks in the mod. But what it does is it allows you to access your storage from either the regular storage core or from wherever the access terminal is. So imagine this big setup down here at the end. If that was even bigger and it was one long row of blocks, I could put an access terminal on either end of it, and I can access it from that. It just basically treats it like a storage core. It just gives you the GUI where you can interact with your system. And of course, if you have any other upgrades on it, like let's go ahead and put a storage core or a sorting box on this one, you can see that you get that from either place you access it as well. So it just gives you more places to get access to your storage. And then this is our security box. This is again a standard box here, basic box. It's got some iron bars, some iron blocks, and a key. And of course the key is just made with some golden nuggets and a gold bar. And once you combine all those, you make your security box. And this, when you click on this one, it's one of the few blocks in this mod other than the storage core and the access terminal that you can actually click on. And you can take yourself out of the list, or you can add people to the list. And this allows you to say who can access your inventory and who can't. And that's really it. So of course you can combine all of these things, you can mix and match. The only rule is they have to be touching another block in this mod, and it doesn't look like there is an upper limit that I've found so far. I'm sure there is at some point, but you can expand this to plenty of storage. Let's go look in this again. A million storage plus, we could just keep adding a bunch of these. Let's do that and just add a bunch of these here. It doesn't really matter, you can go 3-dimensional, you don't have to make it a wall. And here we go. There's 4.9 million storage. So you can make all sorts of crazy contraptions with this. Then you can stick your access terminals on whatever end you want. and access them from wherever those are. So hopefully this is going to be a mod that you guys can play with and you really like. I think it's a great mod. It's definitely going to be in Waffle Mods 2 when that comes out, and hopefully you guys like this. If you do, be sure to go to Curse and download it. I'll put the link down in the description. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you really enjoyed it, please subscribe. As always, I've been Brick Waffle. Thank you for watching.